Hey everybody, welcome to Health and Wellness West Georgia. I'm Dr. Allisok Key, and I am joined by two of my favorite people on the planet, Erika Smith and Brittany Sleek, both of whom you have met here before and possibly in person, because you are the OGs. We started together, 316 Healthcare, and it did not take long for her like, Brittany, come help us. My, what a wild ride it has been, huh? Did you know what you were signing up for?
I didn't. I had no idea.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't know what we were signing up for either. Not really. It's been fun. It's been good. So today we're going to talk about one of, I think the three of us could say, it's one of our favorite things. It's been life-changing. It's been life-changing for me. In fact, it might have saved my husband's life. HRT, hormone replacement therapy with bioidentical pellets that we do at Spa 316. So, Brittany, you really are passionate about this topic, and you're good at it.
I am. I became a nurse practitioner right around the time that this was kind of becoming more of a popular trend, I guess. What was it, 10 or 15 years that it had been started? And then almost right when I joined the practice, a couple months later, so I was one of the first people trained in it. So it kind of shaped my thinking in general about hormones, away from what traditional and everything I had learned in school. So it was neat because I kind of got to fast forward, and then always, when you start something new like that and you get feedback from your patients and you find out this works better than something they've tried for quite some time before, it just was like really cool.
Yeah, for sure. So talking about traditional medicine, I was sort of raised in the time when we were still taught hormones will kill you. All hormones. Don't do hormones, they will kill you. And we now know a little better. Like, God designed us with hormones, and like everything that circulates in your body is a hormone. Like vitamin D technically functions as a hormone. Insulin functions as a hormone. So there are lots of hormones in your body that you need to survive. And so we're primarily talking about estrogen and testosterone. And women and men need both estrogen and testosterone in different balances and in different amounts. And so there are studies out there that have shown that some of the synthetic hormone therapies can increase slightly your risks of heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, cancers. A lot of that depends on what your family history, your genetics, your personal risk factors are. But what I tell patients, what I believe now that we've really studied this, because we didn't go into this blindly, this bioidentical pellet thing. And we don't just, I tell David, you cannot quote something medical to me just because you read it on Facebook. Where's the truth behind that? So we've seen the numbers, we've seen the studies, we've done the research, we believe in this, that the bioidentical pellet therapy is a safer long-term option. And I personally want to feel good long-term. I don't want to be an old lady. And so this is not just a medical testimony for me, it's a personal testimony. I'm not kidding. Like, it's been a game changer for me.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite overall, big picture thoughts in practicing is being willing to learn something new, and in this case, maybe unlearning and then relearning. And I don't think you get that freedom everywhere that you could practice in medicine, but at 316, we've had that freedom to try something a different way, and if it works for people, or you get that feedback that you're looking for, the symptom relief that you're looking for, to be able to implement it. But that's the coolest thing for me, is that I have the freedom to try, and with the patients as well, they have the freedom to try something that no one else really gave them an option to try before, with a lot less risks, and keep them healthier, keep them moving and functioning longer.
Yeah, so we can talk about just symptomatic relief. Whether it's hot flashes, mood swings, some of those traditional things you think of with menopause, or andropause. We always talk about menopause, but men go through andropause. It's the same thing. They're like, why is my testosterone low? Because you're going through the same thing women go through.
Yeah.
Andropause. I tell them I actually used it all up when you were young. That's why. But Men go through the same thing women do, just in a different way. So whether it's low sex drive, hot flashes, night sweats, whatever, but there's also joint pain that people don't necessarily realize is often hormone related. Depression,
brain fog,
all these things that are related, not sleeping well, all these things that are related to hormone imbalance. And then on a bigger picture, it does improve not just your quality of life, those symptoms, but it lowers your risk of Alzheimer's disease. It lowers your risk of cardiovascular disease. It lowers your risk of cancers for the most part. It lowers your risk of osteoporosis. You know, we think of older ladies, they get old, they fall, they break a hip, they die. I don't want to go out like that.
Right.
I'm not going to share how I want to go out. But, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be partially because of bioidentical hormone pellet therapy.
Definitely probably a thrill-seeking moment for you,
Probably.
I'm sure.
Probably. It'll be fun. It's going to be good. Life's an adventure.
It is.
It's been life-changing for marriages. A lot of times we
Yes.
have women come in and do it, and then their husbands come and say, my wife made me come up here, or vice versa. You know, and that's fun. So we joke about how many marriages we've saved, but it does make a huge difference.
It completely changed my husband. He came in irritable, angry, short fuse with my kids, like, got pellets. He's a completely different human. Like, I can tell you when his pellets are wearing off.
That's my favorite part about it, too, for men, is that they don't know what's wrong. They cannot articulate it. Similar to when I was in school, the nurse practitioner that did men's health that was so good at it had all her experience with peds. And she said, men just don't tell you what's wrong the way that sometimes kids cannot articulate it, whereas women, we're so used to talking to each other about our hormones and how they control us and all the symptoms that we have from our hormones. But with men, it's a little bit of a taboo topic. They don't want to complain about not feeling well. So when they come in and you find out that's probably what's wrong based on their blood work, and you connect the dots and make them feel better, they think you're a superhero. And that is awesome. That's an awesome feeling.
It's probably crass, but y'all have come to expect this from me, but I really say this to patients. Men don't come in until their wiener doesn't work. And when their wiener doesn't work, is when they'll go to the doctor.
Yeah,
and
it's
say, there's
serious
a problem.
business then.
But seriously, by the time your wiener doesn't work, your testosterone level is so low that everything else is wrong. Like, it's the last thing to go
out.
Yeah.
So when that goes, buddy, we got problems. I mean, I know you're worried about that, but you got all this other stuff
this whole
that's a
laundry
problem
list
that your wife's probably been complaining about for 5 years.
Yeah.
So not only can we make your wiener work again, we can make you feel good, and that's life-changing. It restores relationships, because when you feel bad and you feel crummy, you're not giving your best to everybody else either.
Yeah, true.
So it's life-changing.
We'll talk about the procedure, because I feel like some people get on YouTube and they're like, I'm not doing that.
That's true.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Don't Google it. Don't YouTube it. That's what you should do for the procedure.
David Key, everybody here can say David Key is the biggest weenie when it comes to a needle. You know, like, you talk about a shot, you walk in the room with a needle for somebody else, and he's like sweating bullets. But he will not let his pellets run out. Like, he is signing up to get his pellets done because it makes that much of a difference. So don't worry about the procedure, but the procedure.
And the worst part is the numbing shot. Yeah. It burns. It burns really bad, like a really bad bee sting, and then it's over, and you really don't feel anything else. Every single person who's ever looked up that procedure or watched, I think one time we posted a video of you doing the procedure live or something, every single person gets up and goes, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's really not bad. You don't have stitches or anything like that. You have a little steri strip. You have a bandage over it. No soaking in water for 2 or 3 days. No, strenuous
exercise.
activity. But after those 3 or 4 days, that bandage comes off. Yeah, you really don't even know that it happened.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. For men, we dose. I mean, obviously, everybody gets a custom dose. For men, textbook says women come every 4 months, men come every 6. But again, that's customizable too, and that's sort of patient dependent on how active you are, how much you exercise. And where you like to live, too. Like, I think over the course of the few years that I've been having pellets personally, I don't like to let mine wear off completely before I come back, because I feel bad, and I don't want to feel bad. And I'm in tune with myself enough to know when they start kind of trending down. I'm going to go ahead and get that taken care of. So, is there a remarkable story that's like, this patient stands out, the difference it made in their life for you?
I have several of those, to be honest. I mean, obviously, you know, the most near and dear to my heart story is what's happened with my dad. You know, he really is much healthier than a lot of 73-year-olds, and I think that I, in many ways, attribute that to him being on pellets for years and years. And you know, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer last year, and it was a pretty severe, like, pretty high grade cancer, and I thought to myself, you know what, even if he has to do the whole gamut, go through chemo, radiation, everything, I know right now that he is in better shape to do that than he would have been, less active for the past 5 years without the pellets. So you know, he could tell because he had to go on the medication to kind of reduce his testosterone before he had his prostate removed. Immediately, joint pain. Like, he said he'd be at the gym or the basketball game and just look at the stairs that he had to walk up, and that was, or just getting out of bed, and he had not felt that way for years. And so it was very obvious to him to go from an optimized testosterone level to like 0, and what that did to his body. But
traditional medicine would have told us the testosterone pellets cause the prostate cancer. But he saw the prostate cancer doctor
guru
in the United States. Like, this guy, he's in Florida, he is
big research center. He's
best of the best.
Got a groundbreaking. I think he teaches actually all over the world, many surgeons, techniques for removing prostate. But he said, no, this has been there for, you know, well over 10 years, and in his case, you know, radiation probably wouldn't have helped. So we were really, really blessed to find him and you know, follow a lot of things he's doing. There's a lot of research everywhere for testosterone right now. A lot of post-prostate cancer. Memorial Sloan Kettering, Harvard is doing a lot of research on it. So again, unlearning, relearning is an opportunity that a lot of medical providers do not have, and
that we all should be taking. I mean, medicine, we should learn more. We should know more. And when you know more, then you should do better.
Right. And
so he's back on pellet therapy. It's not, having this history of prostate cancer does not preclude him from being on pellet therapy. It's just a totally different world now than it used to be. And it does make a difference. I was hoping you'd bring him up, but I wasn't going to be the one. Is there a case, Brittany, that's that stands out to you?
Yeah. I mean, he, you know, when I put him on pellets years ago, he'd had no idea what I was doing, really. I mean, and, you know, he definitely, after he'd been on them a while, he was like, what was that you gave me? So I don't even think he listened to all the benefits, and then he felt them, and he constantly gets complimented by, you know, he hangs out with his old football buddies, and, you know, they're constantly saying, how do you stay in great shape? How do you keep moving like you do? How do you do all that yard work, you know? And I just attribute it to, more importantly than anything, is him feeling good. That's what's important for me.
For sure, for sure. Well, if you want to learn more, we do free consultations at Spa 316 every day. But you know, you're going to have blood work. It's a very customized thing, so we don't take it lightly. We are giving you hormones, but it's all about balance, and it's about quality of life, and it's about improving not just quality of life, but your chance at living a long, healthy life. God's going to determine the day you go out, but we want you to go out feeling good and living life and giving back to the people that you love the most. So call us, visit our website, 316healthcare.us. Email us your questions, info@316healthcare.us. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, y'all.